Hi guys, today we're going to be learning about standard form with large numbers. Standard form is a universally agreed way of writing large or small numbers. Here's the distance in space, 385,000 kilometers. That's a huge distance. Well, they don't call it space for nothing. And we can write that in standard form as 3.85 times 10 to the power of 5. There are two parts to a standard form number. The first part is a number between 1 and 10. That number can equal 1, but it must be less than 10. The second part is the number being multiplied by a power of 10. The number given to us here is in standard form because 6 is a number between 1 and 10 and is being multiplied by a power of 10. Multiplying by 10 to the power of 4 means we multiply by 10 4 times, and because 6 is a whole number, to multiply by 10 4 times, we simply add the 4 zeros. So 6 times 10 to the power of 4 is 60,000. Once again, this number is in standard form because 1.5 is between 1 and 10, and then when multiplying by a power of 10. To multiply by 10 cubed means multiply by 10 3 times. Now I wouldn't just add 3 zeros this time because we need to turn 1.5 into a whole number. So we times it by 10 once to get that whole number. And note when we've multiplied 1.5 by 10, we've reduced the power of 10 by 1. You can think of 10 to the power of 3 as being a bank of tens, and you've borrowed one of them to turn 1.5 into 15. Now you've got a whole number being multiplied by 10 twice, you can just add the 2 zeros. 1,500 is 1.5 times 10 cubed. The world population is currently 7.78 times 10 to the power of 9. Well, how big a number is that exactly? Well, to times by 10 to the power of 9 means multiplying by 10 9 times. First of all, let's get 7.78 into a whole number. So we multiply it by 10 twice to get that whole number. If we multiply it by 10 once, we've got 77.8. And note the power of 10 has gone down by 1. Multiply by 10 again, 778. And again, the power of 10 has gone down by 1. And to finish off, to multiply a whole number by 10 to the power of 7, we just add those 7 zeros. And to read that number, it's actually 7,780,000,000. The second part of this lesson, we're going to be converting large numbers to standard form. To convert 350,000 into standard form, we must first consider what will be the number between 1 and 10. Well, we simply insert the decimal point after the first digit, so that number will be 3.5. We now need to consider what power of 10 we need to multiply 3.5 by in order to give us 350,000. So we multiply by 10 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So our power of 10 will be 10 to the power of 5. But we can think about this a little quicker. We don't need to go through the step-by-step process. Simply insert the decimal point after the first digit. And then when we have done that, consider how many figures come after the decimal point. In this example highlighted, we can see 5 digits. Therefore, our power of 10 will be 5. In this example, we're back in space with a very large number of 93 million miles. To express this in standard form, we would insert the decimal point after the 9. That would give us 9.3. After the decimal point, how many figures can you see? There are 7 digits. Consequently, our power of 10 will be 10 to the power of 7. In this example, we have a lot of water flowing over Niagara Falls. That's actually 2,450,000,000 litres of water. But what is that in standard form? As usual, we put the decimal point after the first digit. That makes 2.45. Then we count up the number of digits after the decimal point. In this example, there are 9 digits, so it's 10 to the power of 9. Let's bring everything we've learnt together in a recap. Standard form is a number between 1 and 10. That number can equal 1, but it must be less than 10. And it is being multiplied by a power of 10. To convert from standard form, use some of the tens to turn the number into a whole number. In this case, we're using 2 tens to turn 7.78 into 778, and there are 7 tens in the bank, so we add 7 zeros at the end. And finally, to convert large numbers into standard form, put the decimal point in after the first digit. Then we look at how many digits there are after the decimal point. In this case, there are 11 digits, so that gives us a 10 to the power of 11.